The air is electric here at San Marino as MotoGP heads towards the climax of the European season. We say goodbye after this race to Andrea Dovizioso, and the news is that we might be seeing the return of another legend, Marc Marquez. Let's get straight to the action though and take a look back at what happened in qualifying. The green light is on and qualifying is underway here at the San Marino Grand Prix for MotoGP. Bezzecchi, Polaspargo, Marini, Marquez, Martin, Pirro, along with Binder, Di Giannantonio, Bradl, Nakagami, Dovizioso, Fernandez, Binder, Gardner and Watanabe going out there as well. And all of this is mainly because of the weather that we've got around here. Spots of rain dropping in as well. It's a very exciting session. Qualifying is go. Bezzecchi goes top, Marini goes into second position then, but the rain is starting to come down an awful lot. And Martin goes third, Di Giannantonio is fourth, but the rain flag's out, being waved as well. So with 3 minutes to go, we've got the running order, and it seems to be Bezzecchi, Marini going through to the next part of qualifying. Martin will be 13th at the moment with 3 minutes to go of qualifying one. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what battle they can do. Rain descending then on this circuit in San Marino, meaning that we're not going to have any of the running. 3 seconds, 2, 1. The checkered flag is out. The session is over. Bezzecchi and Marini go through to Q2. It's Martin, Di Giannantonio, Binder, Marquez, Pirro, Dovizioso, Polaspargo, Bradl, Binder, Nakagami, Watanabe, Gardner and Fernandez, who start positions 13 to 15. Now, everyone has got to get ready for the next part of qualifying, and this very strange water coming on the surface as well is going to make it very tricky to see what is coming next in Q2. And the green light is on here at San Marino at the Circuit World. Marco Simoncelli, and we're underway then for qualifying 2. Party atmosphere going on in the background as well. We're all set then. Zarco along us on the board with Marini, Vinales, Quartararo, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Aleix Espargaro, Rins, Miller, Bagnaia, Bezzecchi, and as well going in there as well. Let's see who's going to take pole position. A reminder, Pepe Bagnaia has got a grid penalty as well of 3 places. Let's get straight into the action and see what's going to happen next. 1 minute 37 left then as well. Zarco, Vinales, Bagnaia, Miller, Bastianini, Bezzecchi, Quartararo, Mia, Oliveira, Morbidelli, the top 10. Then Aleix Espargaro, then Alex Rins as well. But Bagnaia, who's got that 3-place grid penalty, is trying to find something in this last sector. Can he get pole and start only 4th on the grid? That's what he's trying to do. At the last corner towards the line, Bagnaia crosses in. He'll get one more shot, only fast enough for 3rd, a 1:32.319. Quartararo only manages 5th, 1:32.718. Aleix Espargaro and Johan. Look at Jack Miller. Jack Miller looking really good at the moment. He's 2.5 tenths up for pole position. Zarco, who currently has provisional pole, is now looking much, much faster as well. 50 seconds left on the clock as well. Who's going to have the time that we need to see to beat us? Lap time cancel for the 51, for the 21, sorry, as well, of going off the track limits as well. Aleix Espargaro goes 7. Jack Miller takes provisional pole position. A 1:31.899. That's a great time for Miller. Right up there on the board as well. Vinales, don't count him out. He's up as well by 0.062. Vinales crosses the line. Does he improve on the pole position? No. That's 5 tenths in that last sector alone. That's really bizarre. Bastianini, he's going to be scheduled for 2nd position at the moment. Here's Fabio Quartararo here in the onboard now. And now here's an air Bastianini. 5 seconds left coming out now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The checkered flag is out. The session is over. Bagnaia is up by 0.083, so 83 thousandths of a second. Bezzecchi is in 2nd position, looking good as well. Quartararo only estimated for 3rd position at the moment. Miller might just have pole position here. Bagnaia crosses the line. Will he go provisional pole? Across it he goes now. Bagnaia only manages second. He'll start fifth on the grid. Bezecchi goes third, so he starts second. Quattararo can only manage fifth. He'll start fourth. Bastianini's looking good. He's 0.003 of a second up at the moment. The computer's predicting him to go into first position at the moment. Wave to the crowd from Bagnaia. He'll start fifth on the grid, qualifying second. To Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. Will it be Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It will be, as Bastianini goes there and Marini goes there as well. So Ducati go top 6 in this race. Quattararo starts 7th on the grid. Viñales only starts 8th, or does he? Here is Maverick Viñales now. Can he break the Ducati deadlock here in Italy as well? And cross the line. Where's it going to be for Viñales at San Marino? He goes 5th. He does break the Ducati deadlock as well and stops and goes through. Aprilia cuts off the deadlock. And what a session it was. It's Jack Miller on pole position. Bagnaia qualifies second but starts 5th. Then it's Bastianini, Bezecchi, Viñales. Then it'll be Bagnaia, Zarco, Marini, Quattararo starts 8th, Aleix Espargaro 9th, Oliveira 10th, Morbidelli 11th, and Alex Rins in 12th. It's a new lap record, not for Miller, 1:31.899 due to the conditions. Round of applause. Jack Attack still got it. The wheelie up as well. Jack Miller's on pole for the San Marino Grand Prix. Okay, before we head into the race then as well, we've got some information for you as well. The driver market has exploded for 2023 as well. So I sat down with Kobe Lambeth and Julia as well on the Grid Network to talk about all the action, all the driver and rider moves we've seen for next season.
Yeah, Josh, and we certainly hope that the San Marino Grand Prix for MotoGP is going to be quite a barn burner. And earlier this week, got some MotoGP silly season news when it was confirmed that John Mir is going to be going to the Honda factory team, a 2-year deal, and he's going to join Marc Marquez in the famed Repsol Honda. Also, Enea Bastianini is going to be joining Pecco Bagnaia. Enea would love to lead the Ducati team. Mir wants to prove a point and bring Honda back to that important top step of the podium. So how do you anticipate both Mir and Bastianini working with their teammate?
Well, me and Julia are going to record something on this some point this today before, or some point tomorrow morning before the main show of my watch along as well, just get her thoughts on it as well. So I'm keen to see what she says here, so I know how to write my wording for the scripts. But personally, I think as well, Mir against Marc Marquez, that's a strong lineup. But Honda need to make sure that Mir has a bike that is good for that's good for him too. He needs to make sure that Honda don't just favor Marquez, because when they've done that, they struggle. Because as soon as they lost Marquez in 2020, they had Alex on for a year and Bradl again, and no development there. Stefan Bradl's been their one consistent rider across 3 seasons now that Mark's been injured, and he just can't perform on that bike, and he's their development rider. Pol Espargaro's come in, had a few good slots, few good positions as well, really giving it his all, but it just hasn't worked out. So I'm thinking that could be an interesting possible championship winning if Marquez is back to full fitness, which we now know he is. He's going to do the Mazzano test on Monday. But a full fit Marquez and a full fit Mir is looking good, as I know Julia is going to say in a few moments. And Bastianini as well against Pepe Bagnaia. To be fair, I see that being a bit of a walkover for Bastianini rather than Bagnaia, because Bagnaia, he's not very good at starting championships. He's great at the end of them when he can really get up and get the championship on. But at the start of a year, he struggles and he does crash a lot from the lead. So I think Bastianini, who had a great start to the year, was the championship leader for quite many races, but only lost out because Guinetti couldn't upgrade the bike throughout the year. And he lost out a few times as well. There was a few fumbles, yes, but Bastianini, I think, is a very good signing for Ducati. And if they can work with them together, I think next year is going to be one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. A full fit Marquez, a full fit Yamaha team, a full fit Ducati team, Aprilia in the mix. My God, I'm looking forward to 2023, even if it will be 44 races long.
I completely agree. I honestly can't wait for the next season and to see how they all going to perform. I am really, really excited to see the pair of Marc and Joan next season, because it's going to be really interesting. They are both strong personalities. Let's be honest, they are both world champions, and they both they want to perform. So this will be. I will be curious what Honda's going to do with their bike, because I know we all know they've been trying to change the bike to make it as available for all the riders they have as they can after the years of doing it. No, let's be honest, mostly for Mark. But also there was a situation when in some years even this bike wasn't that good as we all thought, but Mark was saving Honda, and he was the only one who could get a championship on that bike, and he's been saying, I did it this year, but you need to help me if I'm gonna do it next year. So they really need to work hard to make the strong pair work, because Joan is changing the bike from Suzuki to Honda, and these are different bikes as always. So I'm really curious to see that. Honestly, also we have to see how they're gonna work out as the teammates, because this may be really interesting, as we know, especially when Mark came back and we knew his little games with Joan. When he was trying to get after him in qualifying. But they're also different people. We know Mark for being the one who just doesn't care about the others, and he's just doing his thing. Even if it's sometimes he needs a towel, he's just doing it. He just doesn't care what the other thinks of him, even his teammate. So he's gonna be focused on the job. Jean likes to, of course, talk. We know him. He sometimes likes to talk about and moan a little about what the others are doing, but he's also really focused on the job, and he can be very consistent. Of course, now he's been honestly and unfortunately more consistent in crushing in last races. But after his championship in 2020, we know he can be very consistent in his results if he's able to. So Honda, if Mark's gonna be fit and Jean will be able to ride on this bike, they may be really back in the championship. And maybe just as Fabio is excited about having Mark back, that he can help him to, to compete with the Ducatis, because that's what he said in the press conference. So everyone has been laughing that they did not expect Fabio to just, team up with Mark, because we know they like each other in private as people, but team up on the racetrack to get to the Ducatis, it can be interesting. And with the Ducati, it will be very interesting. I think Bastianini is a really good choice. He's a really good choice, even though for the some time I think they're really gonna choose Jorge. Honestly, yeah, I'm completely agree with what Josh said, that Bastianini is great at the beginning of the season. Pecco has some problems, but then he's just growing through the whole, and at the end, he is the strongest rider on the grid, as we've seen last year when Fabio was in really serious problems at the end, and he couldn't be sure he's gonna get this championship. If Pecco won in Misano the second race, he didn't crash, I think he would have been a world champion, because in Portugal and Valencia, Fabio had an awful performance. Bastianini, I think he'll be good on this bike. But I'm curious to see his relationship and working with Pecco, because we know Jack Miller is a team player, really. But Bastianini, I think he'll want to show that he deserves it. He'll want to fight for as many victories as he can. He'll want to fight for the championship. And he's very, he's young, and I'm really, really happy to see them, in one team. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to perform.
And Julia, the one thing I do want to ask you though is that with everything stacking up the way it is for 2023, is it now become a thing where we just can't predict who the champion's going to be? Like coming into this year, we knew that Quadraro would be strong. We knew Ducati would be better with their engines as well. Going into next year, I don't have a clue who's going to be in contention as well, because everyone's nicking the best bits of everybody else. So have you got a personal favorite that could be like an early starter for a championship?
Well, honestly, if I had to say for sure, I have no clue. Just as you, I'm thinking like I have no idea, because Ducati is strong, but next year is maybe as well be Honda who will get good with the bike. In my Yamaha may change something finally. We have Aprilia in a really good shape this year. They are already able to fight for the championship, and now that Mavericks Vinales is growing, next year they may be just a monstrous team. to fight for the championship. Maybe even the favorites, honestly, but this is so unpredictable, especially with the lineup changes that we have another Aprilia team and Oliveira and Fernandez are going to be there. We don't know if someone's from Moto2 gonna come up to MotoGP. Honestly, I have no clue who's totally the favorite for the championship. I think which makes MotoGP even more exciting for next year.
Yes, it's always really exciting when you have no idea what's gonna happen, and we've seen time and time again in motorsports when we come to certain races or even certain series, we already know who's going to win. Kind of like this weekend in Zandvoort, it looks like it could be another Max Verstappen show, and if he doesn't win, it's gonna be a massive disappointment. But heading into next MotoGP season, lots of unpredictable things happening, so it could be quite a barn burner in 2023. And as we all know, Fabio Quartararo is still leading the points over Elijah Spargo and Pecco Bagnaia, who's really on a hot streak lately, racking up all those wins on a row. And despite the lack of horsepower on the Yamaha compared to Ducati, Fabio has proved time and time again that it isn't a disadvantage for him at all. And Julia, how much longer can Fabio Quartararo carry the Yamaha team on his back? And are there any tracks where Yamaha may have ultimately the better bike?
It's hard to say for how long Fabio is going to be able to, drag Yamaha with him because that's what he's doing now. We've seen Dobby, who's retiring after this weekend. He just can't do anything on this Yamaha. Of course, he came from Ducati. Yamaha is different than he ridden it in the early years of 2020s. But honestly, I have no idea because we've seen Mark dragging Honda with him for quite a long time. He was able to do that, but it also depends on how this Yamaha's bike going to perform, or mostly easily and honestly said, how bad it's going to be. Because if it's going to be terrible, I'm afraid even Fabio Quartararo won't be able to do anything with it. And just like of course, we can kind of compare this to Mark because Mark came after the injury. He's still not fully fit. Never has been after 2020. So we can compare to his problems with Honda's bike because also the bike was new. But Fabio has proven himself as a great rider and complete rider because he does not have a greatest machine on the grid, but he is able to win races. He is able to be a championship leader, and he can even, if the track is bad for Yamaha, for him, if he has some problems, he's even able to fight for the podium. To like drag it all with him, which is just amazing. But I'm not sure how long he's able to do that. For sure, Yamaha has to improve the bike. They're trying. We've seen Franco Morbidelli doing better this weekend. Maybe it's a sign that something changed in him because also it was the thing with Franco Morbidelli after this knee injury, he wasn't able to be fully committed to racing during the weekend. But maybe it's also a sign that Yamaha found something that is able to fit other riders, not only Fabio. But for next year, just like Honda, maybe Honda a little harder, but also then they need to work really hard to make this bike maybe not even for everyone because we've seen that after the situation when only one rider is able to ride the bike, it's hard to make it available for everyone. So to make it good, at least for Fabio next year, they need to really work hard because even Fabio has problem with these bikes, but he's able to overcome it quite well. I mean, he also has some problems like this weekend. It's not really a good track for him, but it's gonna be a really hard task. And I don't know for the tracks. I don't think Aragon is gonna be good for Fabio. Just like last year, Yamaha wasn't really performing that. It was the venue of Ducati of Pecco and his first win, and for Mark. And they've been saying that Mark is going to be back for Aragon because he was declared fit for the next week Misano tests, and that he wants to be back for Aragon and for the others. But I don't know, maybe one of the Asian tracks, maybe Malaysia. But it's honestly with this year's Yamaha, it's really hard to say which track would be really, really good for them, and that may give them advantage over Ducati. It just has honestly the best bike on the grid right now.
I completely agree. And we know that Morbidelli's been having a lot of problems with that bike as well, because you see Quartararo lugging around and he's putting in pole positions, he's putting in race wins as well. And Morbidelli is struggling to even get out of Q1 sometimes as well. So the bike needs to be fixed. I think there's a little bit of a habit coming around, isn't there, with the Japanese manufacturers as well, the likes of Yamaha and Honda as well, and even to a little bit with Suzuki before they finally change things around, is that they seem to think that the bike is working well and it's the rider's fault for why they're under the point. That's why we've seen them go through so many different riders. Honda got rid of Alex Marquez, put him down onto the secondary LCR team. Paul Espargaro came in, hasn't worked out, so he's going now as well. As you said, Honda have not looked to see that it's just Marc Marquez's style that he's developed the bike is. Nobody else can get on that level. Carl Crutchlow even said, you try working against Marc Marquez's data. I can do that lap time, but I can't ride the bike the way Marc Marquez does. And it's the same thing on his Yamaha now as well, as the fact is that Quartararo set that bike up in such a specific way that Maverick Vinales didn't go along with it as well. He had to really struggle to fight in as well. And that's what led to the breakdown of relationship between Vinales and the team as well. And of course, we heard back in Austria last year, Maverick Vinales revving the bike, trying to kill that M1 as well, just down the start-finish straight. So Jester just revving the life out of the engine as well. And then all of a sudden he was fired the next week and he was in a prettier shirt standing at turn 2. So there needs to be an attitude change there. They need to get it back on. Otherwise, they'll lose championships. Yes, they're winning it with Quartararo, but what happens as well, hopefully it doesn't, if Quartararo has an injury like Marc Marquez has had? Where do Yamaha go there? The bike needs to be made for both as well. It reminds me a little bit, actually, of what should be done is that what the FIA did back in 2007 with Alonso and Hamilton as well. There was a lot of rumours that there was a lot of favouritism on Hamilton's side. So the stewards put a member of the FIA in the garage to check everything was the same. Maybe we should have that in the FIM as well, and with Dorna providing someone to look over and say that these bikes should be identical and they shouldn't favour one over the other, because I think it's pretty obvious that Honda favour Marquez, Yamaha favour Quartararo, and Ducati did favour Bagnaia. Now they're starting to favour other riders and their other 40-odd bikes they've got on the MotoGP grid. So they need to build a better bike. They need to get their act together. And I think they had an opportunity this year for the engine change and the bike release to do so. Many teams fell through of that and didn't provide an update that they should have done.
And Julia, we know you have to get going soon, so we're going to do your pick a winner for MotoGP. So who you think's going to win the San Marino Grand Prix?
This is a really hard question, as we know. It also depends on the condition, the tires, and everything. But even though my heart kind of wants Maverick Vinales to finally win a race, I still think it's gonna be Pecco Bagnaia.
Hello everybody and welcome as we get all set to go. Welcome everybody who's watching as well for the San Marino Grand Prix of MotoGP. We've had Moto3 and we've had Moto2, and it was a very exciting Moto2 race actually, the last one we went through as well, where a staggering 32% of the field were tired as well. Out of the 31 riders, we only had 18 finishing as well, so that was the shocker. But welcome to the San Marino Grand Prix. We're going to be simulcasting as well, so I'll be stepping out of the comm box shortly as well, because we will also be covering not only this, but we've got Formula One coming up as well. The pre-show starts at 1:30 as well for all of the action. It's just honestly constant mess and going through as well what's going to happen shortly. Some new features to talk to you about. We are going to be hearing the bikes. That's a new feature that I'm really looking forward to. We are actually going to hear the bikes in operation, as we just open up the race control messages further below as well. TweetDeck is in operation as well, and everything you need to make the racing a better experience we are going to hear as well. My thanks to Julia as well, and to Kobe as well in the interview we did there as well, to find out their views about all the rider announcements we've had in the past 24 hours or so as well, and this one looks to be absolutely fantastic. So just a reminder for you, as well as the desk is an absolute mess at the moment as well. We've got pole position for Jack Miller and Air Bashini starts second on the grid as well. It's third on the grid as well for Marco Bezzecchi on the home soil. So once again, it's looking like it could be a fantastic roll around as well. Get in touch with us at home as well. We want to know your answers and your questions as well. We want to know who you're thinking is going to be looking top dollar here this weekend as well. I think Megan's actually just walking into the commentary box as well. And in fact, yes, she is. Megan's walking in. Haven't quite got the headset on yet as well, but this is going to be a fun afternoon of racing as well. A quick 45-minute race, and then we'll immediately going off air to pick up the end of the Moto and the Formula One as well. Hi, Megs. Looking forward to what's going to be a great race today.
Mixed feelings.
It's pole position for Jack Miller as well as they come through. Let me just turn that down for you. Pole position for Jack Miller coming through as well. Can he take a victory? We know he's not going to be on the major county next year as well. But yeah, possibilities out there as well to come up as well.
I have a bad feeling that this is going to, some reason be red flag since we haven't had one this year.
Don't say that, considering that we are on such a tight turnaround.
I don't want it to happen. That's why I'm saying
Yeah, and now the commentator's curse is in effect. So if it happens, we blame Megan.
I don't want it to happen because, one, we've got F1 after this, and two, I have massive amounts of work to do. And if it does happen, then be prepared, everyone, to see me making notes.
And me running out the box left, right and centre.
They're not MotoGP notes. Me making notes on law.
Okay, well, it's time to get ready then and cross over. We'll introduce the music. It's time then. The 2022 San Marino Grand Prix for MotoGP. Jack Miller on pole and Air Bashini second, and third for Marco Bezzecchi. Sit back and enjoy the show. MotoGP is back in San Marino. The atmosphere is through the roof. The tensions are rising as well. Here's your starting grid. It's Jack Miller on pole position. Air Bashini second. Marco Bezzecchi is in third. Maverick Vinales fourth. Pepe Bagnaia fifth. Johan Zarco, should say, is in sixth position. Seventh for Luca Marini. Eighth, Fabio Quartararo. Ninth for Alex Rins. 10th, Miguel Oliveira. 11th is Franco Morbidelli. 12th, Alex Rins. 13th for Jorge Martin. 14th, Fabio Di Giannantonio. 15th, as well for Brad Binder. 16th, Alex Marquez. 17th, Michele Pirro. 18th for Andrea Dovizioso. 19th, Paul Espargaro. 20th, Stefan Bradl. 21st, Darren Binder. 22nd, Takiki Nakagami. 23rd is as well Kanu Watambe, as well, a new debutant rider here this weekend. Alongside him will be Remy Gardner and Raul Fernandez at the back of the grid. 25 cars in contention. And away we go on the warm-up lap here, Megan, at San Marino. It's a fast circuit as well, turn 1 and 2, 115 miles an hour through the first corner. But MotoGP is always as exciting. It looks like it's going to be another challenge as Fabio Quartararo starts to eke away in the championship.
I think it will be quite a challenge this weekend for them, especially around the corner they're coming up to now. Oh, and look, there's Flares.
Who can stop Pecco? Pecco Bagnaia has got a 3-place group penalty for irresponsible riding in the previous session in practice 3. He starts this race from 5th, but he did win here back in 2021 as well in the first race. Marc Marquez won the second one here at Misano when we came back for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. But the tension is up. I think all eyes really are on what fight back that Fabio Quartararo can do. Quartararo starts 8th as well, but Bagnaia, this is where it all fell away from him last year as well in Emilia-Romagna when the championship went the way of that one and only Fabio Quartararo.
Yeah. All I can think of today is complicated, because I think that, today it's 56,000, nearly 57,000 in attendance. That's better than it was last time we raced, to be honest, and see the crowd full of Bagnaia fans.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just madness out there. Absolute madness.
Yeah, though I think it will definitely be interesting, and I think there's definitely a big fight coming up.
Indeed, as they come through, we're all going to be watching in anticipation. The F1 show starts at 13:29:42, so that's when I'll be leaving the commentary box, just to let you know. So I'll leave you with Megan.
Before
and
you know, we could be done by then.
very much unlikely. Anyway, here we go then. Start procedure is about to get underway for the MotoGP San Marino Grand Prix as well. Let's see what this can bring. Track temperature 42 degrees. Air temperature 27 degrees as well. The heat is rising. Who can take the heat? Green flag at the back. Revs will rise as the red lights come on. Action in San Marino. Good start from Jack Miller. Bastianini's going to get a good launch as well. So is the third place of Pepper Bagnaia. Bagnaia's gone up to third. Bagnaia's, we got a crash in the back.
People.
And it's put on the yellow flag. It's a three-bike pileup. Three bikes. Can't tell who it is just yet. I think it's one of them is Johan Zarco. One of them is, it's Zarco. It's both. Is that Jorge Martin involved as well? So I think it's Martin Zarco.
We don't know because it's very behind.
The third would be Paul Espargaro. They're not telling us who it is, but the yellow flags are our first sector. Here we go. Well, one of them is Paul Espargaro.
There's a Rexall involved.
Yeah, and one of them's a Ducati as well. We can't tell who it is just yet.
Paul Espargaro and Zarco.
Hey, so it's Zarco, Pirro, and Paul Espargaro. Thanks, Megs. And look at this one already. Enea Bastianini is battling with it. Pepper Bagnaia. Bagnaia's going up the inside. He had a 3-place grid penalty. He may as well be standing still, Megan. He's
holding on.
Yeah, Paul's injured a little bit. I hope they don't stop the race because that will really be an annoyance. But incident is currently under investigation. Oliveira's passed Quartararo. Quartararo has dropped down into 9th position already on this start procedure. Who knew that was going to happen as they come through? Gwenwyn says, welcome to Imola. Pepper Bagnaia says picking Pecco. Adam says picking Pecco to win. San Marino, we're here as well at the World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli, yellow flag start sector 1. Crash involving the 5 of Zarco, the 44 of Paul Espargaro, and the 51 of Michele Pirro, the wild card Ducati rider. Yellow flag retrieved. The race will not be stopped. That is brilliant news as we head down towards turn 1. And Jack Miller defending now from Enea Bastianini, Megan. What a great start that was. And look at Enea. He's fighting hard.
That was certainly a very interesting first corner. Here's a replay of it again. And a lot of people falling behind there. But I think just as we're coming up here to the
middle
first
park,
corner, there was 4 abreast. They just
it was another one. It's Jack Miller. Jack Miller's crashed. The race leader. He's crashed down at turn 4. And that is exactly that's exactly where we saw about 20% of the crashes down in Moto 2. And here Bastianini leads, Pepper Bagnaia second, but Jack Miller has crashed. 3 of the 17,000 Ducatis have crashed out of this race.
Oh, that's not good luck.
Well, this is... another one's down! It's the 72! It's Marco Bezzecchi's gone down! Another yellow flag now in sector 2 and 3.
Is it oil on the track or something?
Well, this was happening in Moto 2 and Moto 3 as well, to be fair. And that's Bezzecchi down on the deck now as well.
No one else.
Well, this is unbelievable. And we haven't turned the volume down either, by the way. We're just... and Bastianini nearly drops in! Bastianini! Did you see that? He nearly dropped it!
Yes, I did. I don't know how, though, he just managed to save it. You think he kicked it back up.
This is unbelievable. They're all on risk of dropping it. They're all going to put it down. Yellow flags retrieved, but so many people are having problems out here. And he still set the fastest lap of the race. And it then got beaten by Bagnaia, then by Vinales, then by Luca Marini. This is lap 3, and already so many retirements on this race so far. Zarco, Pirro, Espargaro as well, and Bastianini's...
Someone else?
Yes, someone's gone down. It's Jack Miller. That's the time screen's updating. Time screens are way behind.
It is very behind, and I don't even have mine.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Yellow sector 1. Timing screens are struggling to keep
going down? It's 2 people. I think it's Morbidelli and
Ciantonio. As up the inside goes Pepper Bagnaia, taking the lead away from Enea Bastianini down at the Caro corner, turn number 8. As well, we've got 2 riders down again on the track as well.
Yeah, they've definitely crashed.
Bagnaia leads. Miller's rejoined the race, but our timing screens are slowing down. We're going to see if we can reset them for you in a second. But, oh my goodness me, Megan, this race is it's turning up to 11.
I want to replay what happened to D'Antonio and Morbidelli. Morbidelli's going behind Piasecki as well, so I think maybe D'Antonio's got going, though Morbidelli hasn't.
Oh, on the inside, Maverick Vinales taking second place from Enea Bastianini. That was a slip up on the half. And Maverick Vinales goes to second. Already, this is my favourite race of the year. So much is happening. And indeed, D'Antonio and Morbidelli have crashed out of the race. Yellow flags retrieved, 25 laps to go. We're going to try and fix our timing monitors as well because we know they are broken at the moment. Probably too much trying to go through the PC at the moment. But, oh my God, is this a crazy, bizarre, twisted race? This is Jack Miller, Megan, and him falling over.
Right, so how did Miller do it? Just dropped it, almost taking off Bastianini in the process. I don't know. Oh, how did his leg not get hurt? He just managed to skid back up into straight, like he stood up while skidding.
Yeah, completely on the wrong side as well, wasn't it? So Bagnaia leads this race at the moment as well. Now, we might kill the computer here, but we're desperately trying to get it operational. Quartararo lead the title by 29 points now. Bagnaia is closing that gap down, but Quartararo started 8th, now 6th after dropping back to 9th. But everyone else crashing out the race, Megan, is he's coming back into it.
I don't think Morbidelli's coming back in.
Well, watch out as well if your name is Pepe Bagnaia, because all of a sudden we've now got Maverick Vinales coming into the title fight. I don't know what's up with Dorna's audio. Sometimes we can hear it like this, sometimes we can't. But down towards turn 13 as well, the inside. There we go, look, it goes really loud for some reason and really quiet. Bagnaia leads, look, really loud, really quiet.
We're literally on an onboard.
Yeah, should be loud. 7 crashes in 2 laps as well. Really can't rate this race high enough at the moment. If you're just joining us, welcome to hell, I think is an opportunity to say as well, as we're just going to get TweetDeck in the operation as well. But
I wish there was a racetrack in that town in Norway called Hell.
Well, there is a town in Norway called Hell, isn't there?
Yeah, because we found that out during the heatwave.
We did indeed. Right, okay, we're going to try and refresh our timing screens and get them operational because they're not working correctly.
Vinales has fastest lap, 1:32.704.
Yeah, so our timing screens are frozen. We might have frozen as well. Apologies if we have, but Bagnaia leads this race.
There's new people.
Oh, that's Luca Marini trying to sniff the back. No further action for Pirro, Espargaro and Zarco, Meg. So no further action there.
Are there new people?
Right, let's try again then, and hopefully everything's working correctly now. We've synced back up with timings as well, so you should be getting us with correct info. Bagnaia leads, Vinales second, Bastianini third, Marini fourth, and then it's Aleix Espargaro fifth, Fabio Quartararo sixth, Martin seventh, Rins eighth, Marquez ninth, and Oliveira in 10th position. But it was Oliveira who caused that crash at the start line anyway, Megs.
Who are they replacing?
Michele Pires in as a wild card to an extra bike as well, and
they're going to need it.
And so is Watanabe at the Suzuki as well. He's in as well in place of Alex Rins as well, who damaged his. No, not Alex Rins. Is it Johan Mir? Which one is it? Where's Mir? No, he's in place of Mir, I think, who's got damaged.
Yeah, Rins is there.
Rins
is eighth.
Watambe's in for Johan Mir, who broke his leg last time out in Austria.
Oh, he actually broke it.
Yeah, do you remember when he crashed in the thing? He broke his leg. Yeah, so
I said
that's
he was
right,
walking weird.
Yeah, you were. You did actually. Bang on. So that is why Watanabe is in as well as Vinales closing in on Bagnaia as well. We've got about 8 riders in the contention. And we're speaking of the Suzuki of Rins. 1:32.677, fast lap of the race so far. Still down on last year's race lap time, which was the best one as well. The stream was pretty much crashed. We're back. Yeah, sorry about that little hour as well. We had to rephrase it because the live timing had crashed and it had blocked the systems up because so many riders were crashing out. The timing screens had literally crashed, so we had to reset it and try and go again. This is what I mean about Dorna's commentary as well. Their thing, it's either really high or really low. And this is Piasecki, Megan. Slipping up the inside. Is that Vinales?
I don't know.
Oh, that's Piasecki's crash. Okay, that's only one. He's out of the race, isn't he?
That was really, really slow. That was the slowest crash I've ever seen.
I just don't know anymore.
He was blind.
I'm honestly running out of superlatives. completely. Oh, and that's that's Aleix going wide, and the two championship rivals nearly make contact. Fabio Quartararo nearly touching the back of Aleix Espargaro there, and now Quartararo goes to 5th, Aleix goes back down to 6th, but this is crucial time to make. If Quartararo drops it, it's advantage Bagnaia for the title. He'll bring that gap right back down. Quartararo cannot risk a retirement here today.
He can't risk one because Bagnaia is literally right behind him. So is Aleix. So if he retires today, then that gap is really, really close, and it's just going to be like even more of chaos.
Bring the chaos, bring the atmosphere, bring it all as well is what I say. This is going to get absolutely tasty. As the racing goes on, that's Bagnaia coming into turn 8 and turn 7 and 8. Caro defending for Vinales, who comes in way too hot. Vinales tries to take it around the outside, didn't work out. Bastianini does a 1:32.560 and takes the fastest lap of the race so far.
That was a bit too close to the ground there. Surprised he didn't drop it.
Yeah, and Bagnaia's holding the inside line. Vinales just on the outside as well. Now they pick the speed up as well. Again, not hearing the data. Now Rothbard will hear some action. They swing by through the fastest part of the track, down at turn 11 into Cavone, into turn 12 and 13, into the braking zone now at Carno at turn 15 as well. 65 kilometres an hour, the shortest, slowest speeds on the track, as well as the hairpin through the Italian grandstand as well. And this is the San Marino Grand Prix, but held at the Mazzano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli in Italy, in the hometown of Valentino Rossi. Yeah, not many Rossi
I bet he's
fans.
proud right now, Marino.
Yeah, Marini's in 4th position and closing down, but he'd be more proud of Bastianini as well, one of his riders in the championship that's moving up the order as well as they come back through.
I bet Rossi's saying to his newborn daughter, like, look at your uncle, look where he is.
The baby girl as well coming through as Quartararo does a 1:32. I can't tell you because this is the moment we're seeing at turn 11. Oh, this is Quartararo slipping up the inside of Aleix, and Aleix just clipping the back wheel. 9 times out of 10 you go down there, so...
Yeah, surprised he managed to keep it up.
I am too, actually, yeah. As they come back... Yeah,
Every time someone moves positions, I just get a sinking feeling.
Yeah, it's that sinking feeling kind of day, isn't it, as well as... this is our last double back-to-back of the year here for MotoGP and Formula 1. The last time they two clash in such close proximity. It's happened a couple of times this year, but it's not good this time. As again, look at that from Bagnaia closing in, and Vinales closing in as well. And Bastianini and Marini coming in, but look at that for Vinales. He's got such a toe compared to Bagnaia through turn 11 as well. Vinales might just stick it up the inside. Oh, he goes on the green. He'll get a track limits warning for that, Mex. So watch out for that. But Bagnaia leads, Vinales second, Bastianini third, Marini fourth. I haven't even had breakfast today. I'm not going to have breakfast till after the F1 race. It's that kind of day.
You haven't had breakfast?
No, it's that kind of day where we just don't eat.
I managed to have pancakes, a load of strawberries and blueberries and whipped cream.
It's that kind of day where we just don't eat as it comes through. As on the braking zone, is Bagnaia still there? Yes, he is. He's just perfectly in symmetry with Vinales. I thought Bagnaia might have thrown it down on the deck, to be fair, as he's done several times this year. Into the braking zone for turn number 1 then as well. Hard front, medium rear for all of them, the top 3 as well. In fact, everybody, bar Watambe, who's gone medium front, medium rear. Everybody's gone hard front, medium rear on this surface because it's such a heavy braking surface on the front of the tyres. You don't want to have any failures there. But wow, this is good. This is good. I'm enjoying this.
I'm finding it hard to keep up with who's...
So sorry. As they come back dancing. Yeah, who isn't crashing? Who is crashing is the difference as well as they come into the braking zone once again into Caro at turn 7. Again, I think we're on board again with Vinales just closing. This race, again, it's providing us with a slipstream effect of just take your time, just breathe, and every now and then someone will slip up the inside and make a manoeuvre that nobody is expecting. As they swap back across as well. Quartararo, Aleix Espargaro, Jorge Martin, 5, 6, 7. Rins is in 8 as well as they come past again into Cavone at turn 11. And I think we've got a top 4 gap. Quartararo's beginning to close in, but he's 1.4 seconds back. He's just at the tail end of this battle. So still 8 riders in the fight. Up front, it's 4 for the lead, which is really interesting to say.
It is, though I'm surprised none of them have crashed into each other, actually. How close the race is.
I'm surprised Bagnaia hasn't put it down on the deck yet as well. Usually when he's leading a race, this happens. But 3-place grid penalty, started 5th.
Wait till last lap.
Yeah, was it in any doubt at all that he was going to take the lead? I said he'll just go up to the inside line and take third by lap 1, and I was proved right as well.
He managed to get everyone to crash out before he did.
Yeah, this is fantastic as well. Look at that, Alicia Spargo set the fastest up of the race as well, 1:32.468, flopping the bike back as well, and he's chasing down Fabio Quartararo, Bagnaia, Vinales and Bastianini, all red sector times, but the fastest of them was Bagnaia. That clean air and that Ducati just working in the sweet spot, but the Aprilia surprisingly could keep up with it down the straights.
I'm surprised it has been able to keep up, actually. I mean, I know they're fast, though around the straights, they tend to lose a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's the Ducati's straights, isn't it? They've always they're like the Ferraris, they're great down the straights, and
They're
Ducati.
better around the corners.
Oh, Remy Gardner has been given a track limits warning as well.
First of the day.
Yep, and usually it's just retirement, isn't it, as well, to come through?
Yeah. We've got 4 retirements, Morbidelli, Zarco, Pirro and Polo Spargo. Sorry, I just had to pause because I could have sworn someone
Yeah,
went
I
down.
thought someone went down as well. I was listening in my ears as well, that you can hear it at home now. The same image that me and Megan are hearing of the track noises you're hearing at home, and nothing as well we can see at the moment as Rins passes Jorge Martin as well. I'd love to see that little battle, as Parvan says as well. Very passionate talks. Thank you both. Well, thanks for joining in as well, and hopefully you're enjoying it. We literally leave here and go straight to Formula 1. In fact, Formula 1's pre-show.
Are we going to have to do a quick off?
Very quick off, yeah, from MotoGP. And we go.
Oliveira.
Yeah, then we slide over to Formula 1 as well. And this is just, it's not getting desperate, it's getting passionate, is what I like to say as well. It's getting to the point where you're just a little bit worried, yeah. There's Marc Marquez, back to, oh, and his brother's just received a track limits warning as well. That's comical. But there's Marc Marquez. He will do the Mazzano test as well on Tuesday and Wednesday, and if he's okay with that, he'll return for Aragon in 2 weeks' time. So Mark could be back as well soon for the last few races alongside Polo Spargo as well. Into the braking zone again at turn 8 at Caro, and the leaders are still the same order: Bagnaia, Vinales, Bastianini and Marini as well, and Marini's just holding on to this tail with the toe. I think he's not doing it any other way. I can't see he's doing it any other way. He's just sort of latching onto the back and holding on as much as he can.
Oh.
What are we hearing on
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
it's that timing glitch, isn't it?
They're so close together and they were going between things. It went down and then it went up again. I thought, what the hell?
Through the
is
sector
happening?
times, yeah. And I think it's because Vinales, through that third sector, he goes off the track and he's taken another green. Now, you can only do that 3 times before getting a penalty. I've seen him do it twice now, Maverick Vinales. So one more, you'll get a long lap penalty. No ifs, no buts. Do not collect £200 as well, as we race on once again in the battles to keep this San Marino Grand Prix running as well.
He usually does get long lap penalties, to be
He usually,
honest.
usually gets a long lap penalty. Usually it's always something along the lines as well to... Oh, and Vinales, there you go. I told you. Vinales has been given a track limits warning. So he's done it 3 times now, so it was 1 that I missed. So if he does it 1 more time, he'll get that long lap penalty. See, nothing gets past me. Nothing gets past me. As the racing continues as well.
Apart from me sneaking up on you, because weirdly I'm really good at sneaking
That you are.
up. I don't know how.
Annoyingly, I'm going to have to leave you in control of the box in about 10 minutes' time as well, while I just go and start the start the Formula 1 show as well. So just making sure that everything's okay over here for MotoGP. Go on, Max.
Let's look at the timings that they're doing.
Well, slow, yeah. No one seems to be wanting to improve on sector times. They're all just happy to keep their gaps up.
They're all
and-
just so slow.
Yeah, they're all just sort of...
Martin, track limits warning.
Oh, wait, we haven't got a red flag. Why has that come out? That's worrying, that the red flag graphic just triggered, and we have not got a red flag. I'd like to point that out. The race is still going on. Martin, track limits warning now as well, out there on the circuit. He's running in P7. Coming through, but we have not got a red flag. I just like to put that out as well. The graphic button seemed to have opened up. Oh, and Binder's past Marquez coming through. 24.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Without red flag. Wait, now it's 15 laps to go. I've got a recount.
That takes us to what, 47? Looking, it's
Hold on, I need to
120 now.
calculate.
So you work that out.
I need to recalculate.
Takes us to about 45 minutes. Yeah, that's okay.
23 minutes now.
So that takes us to 43 minutes past the hour, and we're linking up with the F1 feed at 52 minutes past the hour. So that's perfect to swap everything over again. Back on the back straight away on the run down towards turn 8 as well. And Maverick Vinales is closing in on Bagnaia, but I wonder if he goes wide again, Vinales could throw it away for himself here with a long lap penalty. Because it's just one of those situations, isn't it, where he's had 3 warnings now. One more you get this ride through, but he's throwing it away because he's getting caught in the wash of that Ducati. The aero devices are not working. Watch this, here we go. As Fernandez receives a track limits penalty. Here we go again, the look. Through Caro. Looking okay to me. Does he go wide? Oh, he just stays on the curb this time. But you see him lift off as well. And the amount of time he lost to Bagnaia as well was unbelievable. And Quartararo sort of dropped off this battle now. He's 6/10 back. But as I say that, we go into the braking zone for turn 14. And he's right back up there, getting the action. So 15 laps to go, 1 lap, 13 of 27. Next lap is half distance of this race, 14 laps, 14 to go as they come across the line as well. Your race leader, Peppo Bagnaia, Maverick Vinales is hunting him down in second position. He's looking for a move in towards turn number 1, backs out of it at the last second, and Watanabe has received a track limits warning as well in the 92. So has Miguel Oliveira. So half the field receiving these penalty warnings as well, as Bastianini is all over the back of Maverick Vinales in towards turn 4. Jack Miller does not throw it down on the deck this time as well. And Jack Miller, by the way, is in 18th position. So he's passed Bezzecchi as well, but he's already out of the race. Bezzecchi's actually still going. So is Di Gianantonio. So is Watanabe. So is Morbidelli. The only 3 official retirements. Oh, Morbidelli has now retired from the race, sorry. So Morbidelli's out. Zarco, Puro and Polaspargro never completed the opening lap of the race.
How is Watanabe behind 3 people who crashed?
I don't know. I can't remember Watanabe going down anywhere. I know
No, he didn't.
No, so he had a long lap penalty, but it's his first race. It's his first race. He's also only done 13 laps. We've done 14 now, but it's his first race in MotoGP as well. And as well, I would just leave him out there, gain experience as well. Yeah. The Japanese rider, he's 31 years old. He's done 4 Moto2 races, 1 250cc start.
Oh,
he made a debut. Yeah, he made a debut back in Japan 2008 as well for 250cc. His last race in MotoGP, in Moto2, so it was Aragon 2010. And now he's back 12 years later as the test rider for Suzuki. And the reason he's on it is because, well, Suzuki's test rider is Sylvain Gintoli, who is the commentator on BT Sport, but he's broken his finger. So he can't do it. So they've had to give it to Watanabe as well.
That is like rookie.
But Sylvain Gintolo is sort of kicking himself with his as well, because he had a perfect opportunity Suzuki's last year to get a ride, and he broke his hand. But he says he doesn't want it either. He says jokingly he'll bash his hand with a hammer to make it worse because he doesn't want to ride the bike. But we need to give him a send-off ride. Go on, Max.
Quartararo track limits warning.
Oh, that's crucial then. So Fabio Quartararo with the track limits warning, and he's in P5, the championship leader. So this is just getting insane about the amount of riders who have penalties out there.
Those who aren't crashing are getting warnings.
And look at this, Oliveira's got a track limits warning, but Brad Binder, his teammate on the KTM, is directly behind him now as well to try and close back up with the fight and home down as well a chance for double points finishes, because of course 15 get points here, and Repsol are getting points with Stefan Bradl. He's into P15, but Takaki Nakagami is closing him down quite a lot. There's Alex Rins, who's in 7th position, battling with Jorge Martin, who's got the warning in 8th. Oh, and Quartararo's dropped to 2nd back to Marini now, as they're all taking it carefully at the exit of Cavone. Every time I hear Cavone, I can only hear Brian Blessed in that Doctor episode. Cavone! I can only hear it in my head every single time. Brian Blessed coming through. Anyway, back in. Oh, 2,000ths of a second separating Vinales and Bagnaia on that last lap. Bagnaia was a 1:32.414. Vinales was 2,000ths of a second faster at 1:32.412. Maverick is going for his first win since Qatar 2021, and his first win for Aprilia, and he's getting close to him in turn 4 and 5. Really starting to punch on now, aren't we? Come on, folks. Oh, Bagnaya's gone wide. Vinales going to go side by side with him, but that Ducati grunt gets ahead in towards turn 8 as well. And Vinales is just playing his time.
Just keeps it.
Yeah, where can he get through? Because the best opportunity, the Ducati's faster than him. But Quartararo is faster on the overall laps. He's going to have to go for a do-or-die move eventually as Nakagami now receives a track limits warning as Bezzecchi goes wide down a turn down 9 as well. And that's Luca Marini going back up. Bastianini gets back on the inside line. They're side by side through Caro at the kink. And Bastianini goes back through. Marini is trying to find a better way through, but hasn't done it. So Bastianini goes back to 3rd place as well as Fabio Di Gianantonio receives a track limits warning as well as Binder passes Oliveira finally for 9th.
A little bit out of context, though. I've just been looking at the track.
Yeah.
And I think it looks like 3 things. A J, a pickaxe, and that Simpsons stone cutter symbol.
Yeah, you can see the track as I see your point, yeah, the pickaxe. You can see actually, can't you, what the track looks like on the guide at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, back on the battle now as well. Bagnaia 132.330. Vinales 132.294. And Vinales is all over the back of him now as it comes down towards turn 4. I hope you have to make the move before I have to nip out the box for a second to start the Formula 1 stream. Into the braking zone for turn 4. Vinales is so much closer than he's ever been. It's 0.141. The gap as it came to the sector times. Now, listen to the Ducati. Vinales goes to the outside line, and as soon as he loses the slipstream to Bagnaia, he just can't get through, Max. He's just out of it.
He just seems to lose it, and I sounded a little bit low then.
You sound fine to me.
Well, my ears have... Oh, that's better. I think it's because it was
It's
loud.
the audio signal coming through, yeah. Right, I'm going to dash off for a sec.
I've forgotten what I was going to say now.
We talked about redemption stories in Moto 2 earlier today without giving too much away about what happened there and what would it be for Maverick Vinales. A year ago, remember, was his first ride on that Aprilia. He finished on that day down in 10th spot, wasn't it? It was that was actually qualified down in 10th spot and finished in 13th, went backwards in the race. And look at how much he's come on, even this year. We weren't sure whether he was going to adapt to it.
Yeah, the start of the season wasn't sensational for him by a long shot. It was only actually until Aprilia gave him the 2-year deal for 23 and 24, which would surprise us all, that Vinales relaxed again, fastest lap of the race, Bagnaia, but
look at that from Enea Bastianini.
Yeah, Enea Bastianini closing in again as we're just starting the stream as well to keep everything okay. And this action is looking absolutely fantastic now again. Is Vinales going to try and find a way through on the inside line? I don't think he is. Not at turn 4, but we know how good Megan Vinales can be and really sort of punch it out coming down the back straightaway, but I don't think he's going to make it this time. Look, he's going to try again to pull it, but Bagnaia just pulls ahead.
It's like a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Draws him in, then plays with him of going back.
Just
or
back
yo-yo.
and forth. Yeah, back and forth. Back and forth once again. Just
watching a lion.
Yeah, shifting positions again. As now look at this. Bagnaia is so tight on the inside line. And there's Dovizioso, 12th in his last ever Grand Prix. This is his last ever appearance in MotoGP. He says he thought about ending the season, but he wants to retire here where he made his debut in the 125cc category as well. So this is a goodbye to Dovi as well, as the battle at the front is hotting up now as well between Bagnaia and Vinales as they come through now through the braking zones again down the start finish straight. Now Vinales is closer than ever before. Can he make the move before I have to run out again to start the Formula 1? There's Jackie Ickx. He was in Belgium 7 days ago for Formula 1. Now he's here in the MotoGP Italy paddock as well. In towards turn 1. Bagnaia looks like he's going a little bit too deep there. I thought he was going to drop it there, to be fair, the way he was riding it through turn 1.
Oh, I just thought that Bastianini was going to drop it. No, it's Vinales on board with, isn't it?
Yeah, but Bastianini's in the split screen.
Outside,
now he's changed it to Quartararo. And look at that. He's literally punching Bagnaia out of the corners. It's like a dogfight between these two. And on a motorcycle as well.
Let's hope they
It
don't
is a
actually
dogfight.
start punching each other.
Yeah, down the straight again. Vinales tries to get some clean air. Just hasn't worked. We'll leave you with BT for a minute again. Then I'll be back.
it's difficult.
Oh, that looks a bit deep.
Oh, a little bit wide from Vinales there.
You have to be aware that it's sort of sitting there. Yeah, he lost time there, didn't he?
Bagnaia is relentless at the front. You talk about him on the brakes there, and that looked to me like Vinales. I need to match him. I need to close in somewhere, and you just can't because he's just great.
What's this? You'll see it now. You get sucked into it, and then look, and it's only a couple of mile an hour too fast, 1 mile an hour too fast, but then that costs you all the drive, then all the way up, then to turn 9, turn 10, and you lose a couple of tenths of a second. And now what that's done, it's brought Bastianini into it, and Bastianini's now going to think, look, I need to probably pounce. Coming up.
Yeah, he does need to pounce as well. And it's battle getting extremely good as well. What is happening? Stream, there we go. Just come back on. Right, we've just started the Formula 1 stream as well, so that's on, ready to go for later as well. As again, Megs, battle brewing, anticipations are running high. I can't wait to see the end of this one, can you?
I hope there's not going to be no more crashes. Oh yeah, I really want this to get underway. Well, get over. How do you say
end satisfactorily.
Yes.
End quickly without
or see
any
the winner.
Yeah, end quickly without any drama. Look at this. This is the battle. That's Maverick Vinales now under pressure. Vinales has been passed. Vinales has made a mistake and he's been passed by Enea Bastianini down the back straight away. Enea Bastianini takes second place, Megan. Unbelievable stuff here at Mazzano.
He's always so determined to win at his hero's track. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, unbelievable. As we've got a rider problem out there on the circuit as well. Gardner's got a long lap penalty. Gardner in a long lap penalty.
The first of many.
Yeah, as it comes through. More action than we ever thought possible coming through. As the racing continues here. We're back live with us.
8 laps to go right now, and Bagnaia still hasn't dropped it.
Yeah, still hasn't dropped it. Still getting quite quick out there as well. Come on, attack, 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 attack. 7 to go. Bagnaia closing in as well in the title fight as well. He's going to move so many points up the order now as well, Megs. And honestly, this, I think, has been the race of the year. So much has happened. So much is closing up on the fight again. And it's crucial for the championship. Quartararo's in 5th and Bagnaia's in 1st. There's so many races to go here in the championship. Bagnaia's on a fight back. And he could take a title. That's how good it is.
He could take a title, yeah. Though...
Yeah, as Bagnaia's coming down, can he hold the advantage as well to that of Bastianini? Yes, he can. It's turn 8. Yeah, can Bagnaia take the title? Look at Grenache. They are hand in heart as well at the moment. There's Nadia Pavoni as well.
I remembered.
Go on.
What I was going to say is I think I know why they're not crashing as much now, because they're no longer pack racing, because you notice how most of the crashes that we saw
early on in the race
was when they were together.
Yeah, it's not happening now, is it? They're all pretty much stable together, so that's nice to see as well. On the inside part of the track and just trying to find some breathing room, trying to find some stability out there as well in the brakes. 7 laps to go here. Bagnaia leads, Bastianini second. Oh! Well, that was a weird sound.
That was.
That on the Ducati there. It sounded like it was... Yeah.
Yeah, braking.
Yeah, it was like... It just went... So something was scraping. That was a scraping sound coming through there as well.
Something had broken and scraping along the lot or something.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's going to be okay as we go back through. Okay, Bagnaia leads by 0.2 of a second now as Bastianini's received a track limits warning. But we already know that Maverick Vinales... Did Vinales get a long lap penalty and we missed it? I don't think he did.
I don't know, though. His things are suddenly gone.
Yeah, his warning's gone, but then everyone else is like, okay, so I think that's not a long lap penalty, then we didn't miss it from there as well for Vinales, because I was looking down at the screen on my notes, I looked up, and then all of a sudden Vinales got passed by Bastianini, and this, Megan, is Peppo Bagnaia riding that Ducati, and he's sliding in the top. Yeah, look at the tyres. They almost look... I know they are, but they look chewed up at the front, don't they?
Yeah, and there's massive bits of the rear tyre just coming off.
I don't think he's going to win this race. Just going to let you know, I don't think he's going to win it. I think this race win is going to go the way of Bashi. Oh, Dobby's got a track limits warning. I thought he retired then. I was like, don't crash out your last race, Dobby. That's literally not what you're here for.
Don't deal like him.
It's not what you're here for, and it's not what is going to happen. Do you hear me? Dovey, you will stay on course and you will stay true to yourself. and keep our fingers crossed as well. Into the braking zone once more then. Can Bashini, with 6 laps to go, find something here? This is actually going quite well, actually, for the last time we do a crossover event this year. As well, they're on the same weekend going forward every now and then, but they're not on exactly the same times.
Yeah.
Like MotoGP's on early in the morning, Formula One's on very, very late at night. It's that type of thing.
So basically, it's a no sleep thing.
Yes, basically, we just have to take coffee. We just have to drink coffee.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh,
So,
what's happened? Is that Nakagami's past Binder, and they're both continuing. Okay, so that's an overtake we're seeing. As Rins has got a track limits warning as well, so Rins been given the track limits as we come through. Our timing screen has stopped again.
It's always like a punch to the heart. You're just like, why is it frozen?
34. Okay, our timing screen's back again. It's a little bit delayed, but timing screen's having a mare today, isn't it, as it comes back through. There's the penalty for Rins coming through as Nakagami passes Binder. And I don't know why it's taking so long on the timings there to have a bit of a delay, but Bezzecchi's past Gardner as well, as even our picture breaks up as well from Dorner as well as they're coming to the braking zone once again. And I thought Bashini's going to take it, isn't he? Bashini's going to find something to do.
He's a tenth behind.
Yeah.
He's gonna. And Bashanini has a record of being able to pass people kind of easily.
Yeah.
And Bagnaia has a record of dropping it.
Into the braking zone again then, as we've crashed a little bit. Sorry about that. Bastianini's coming right on the back as well, trying to have the overtaking through the braking zone. It's not going to work out as well as we thought it might. As you're back with us, sorry for that little crash. It's everything going a bit wrong out there today. But this is getting tasty. 4 laps to go as they cross the line now as well. Yes, the timing screen's a little bit out of sync, but we'll keep you updated with what's happening out on the circuit. Bastianini is hunting down Bagnaia as he round turns 1 and 2. Right from the left, flick over to the left, and then back to the right again around the long sweeping turn 3 of the Valianti di Parco, as well at 155 kilometers an hour as well. Back on the brakes, back on the pan. This is getting tasty, isn't it? I might need to change of shirt later though, because I'm getting quite sweaty up here in the comms box. It's getting quite warm.
Always wear something like really light.
Yeah, and it's still sweaty. No matter how much light I wear, it's still very hot in this comms box commentating as well.
Well, you're doing a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a physical exercise as well, standing up and moving around and shouting and especially running. But 4 to go, look at this as well. Bagnaia is just hosting in. It's just Bashini's just reeling him in, isn't he? Every time every time Bagnaia makes a little mistake, every now and then just reels him in.
Like a fishing line.
Yeah, like a fishing line. Through Cavone as well now on the braking part of the track.
Oh, reeled him in a bit more.
I thought he was going to go for a move there, Megs, to be fair. I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit of a dive bomb. But it hasn't paid off the way we thought it might.
He didn't even slow down there.
No, he didn't, did he? He's properly on the power now as well as he comes through.
Whereas Bagnaia put his foot out to slow down Miller track's limits warning.
Our timing screen's caught back up. Hey, well done. Well done, timing screen. It's caught back up again.
Oh, yeah.
3 to go.
Bashani really wants this.
Adrian's going to take it.
Bashanini.
I think you're right. Quadraro is hunting down as well for 4th position. Luca Marini. Oh, he almost had it. He almost had it. Bagnaia made a mistake and Bashi was right there to capitalise into turn 4 as well. Can he find a way through on the inside line? No. Back on board. Gets the power down. Now, the Ducati versus Ducati. 2022 Ducatis versus each other. Grineschi have got the factory bike as well, so there's no slipstream difference as well between the 2 bikes like there was with the Aprilia, which is why Vinales has dropped down to 3rd place. They're exactly the same bikes, exactly the same specs, and it's down to the rider's talent to see who comes out ahead.
I wonder who will.
Say again?
I said, I wonder who will.
Yeah, I wonder who will. I can't hear half the time from you. It's very hard to hear with the things in the background.
Well, that's the case in both the house and in here, because no one ever seems to hear me.
And here, Bastianini then is going for yet another race win. He's had 3 this season as well. Can he take a 4th? Bagnaia is taking the 5th as well as he comes in to the braking zone. There'll be 2 to go at the line. Trying to find some other form of attack, some of the form to have a go into turn 16, the Mazzano corner. Look at how wiggly Bagnaya's bike was at the back as well. That was struggling to break, and that's what cost him last year, wasn't it, Megan, in the final corner when he crashed out?
It was what cost him. So 2 laps to go now, and
It's too tense.
Yeah.
It's a proper dogfight. This could be the race of the year. Is he going to go for it? Oh, Oliveira, long lap penalty.
Ooh.
Oliveira then has been sanctioned by the stewards.
Maybe that will mean that Dobby gets 11.
Due to exceeding track limits. Yeah, Dobby might get 11th actually. Because it's just about the gap, isn't it, for a long lap?
Yeah.
Down towards Caro at turn 8 and 9. And Bagnaia going a little bit defensive. Bastianini was thinking of a move up the inside there to try and get something. It wasn't going to pay for dividends there. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. They are so close together. Right now, the gap is 0.196 as we come up to the last lap. And look how much faster Bastianini is to Bagnaia. Into the kink then. At turn 11 at Cavone. Into the braking zone. Turn 12, 13. Into the braking zone at 14. Bagnaia nearly threw it down.
You had to look away.
Because that would have been a huge accident if he dropped it there. Into the braking zone for turn 16 of the Carno corner, 65 kilometres an hour, first gear, back up to speed through the kink, second gear, 135, braking zone for Mazzano, the last corner, 105 kilometres an hour, that's in second gear.
Right, so...
Last lap the call, who's going to win in San Marino? This is what we all come to see.
10th away from each other.
Bastianini's probably going for it as well, and Bagnaia is desperately trying to hold off. Bagnaia needs this win in order to have a championship challenge this year, but Bastianini's just going for race win. Is he going to look on the inside at turn 4? Oh, he gets it all wrong. I think that might be over. I think it might be over
4
for
tenths
Bastianini.
behind now, yeah.
Yeah, he had a little twitch. The front nearly went down, and I think it's going to be Bagnaia's. I really do now.
Yeah.
His 10th career win in Mazzano.
Before I would have said Bastianini very bad. That little wobble, it's kind of just... It's ruined it.
Yeah.
It's ruined his chances.
Too much on the brakes. He's caught back up as well, but he's now 3 tenths back. He's a lot closer than that now. Last sector coming up. Could it be a last one at the line? Could it be a shot at the line?
Could Bagnaia drop?
Can they do it? Can they do it? Will Bagnaia go down? That's the point. Through Cavone. Into turn 12, 13. Then it can. And then coming through the Caro at turn number 14. Can he make a move on the inside? No. Bagnaia blocks him. Bastianini's looking to the outside as well. It's going to be the last 2 corners.
High Vinales.
I don't think he's going to do it. Vinales gone back through as well. Into the last corner. Is Bastianini going to go for a run to the line? He's so close between them. Across the line. It's the perfect. It's side by side of the line. It's side by side of the line. It's a photo finish. Unbelievable. It is Pepe Bagnaia who takes the perfect 10 by 0.034. The closest finish ever in MotoGP. Wow!
That he was ahead of him for a split second, but somehow Bagnaia managed to get ahead of him at the line.
It was a photo finish. Best race of the year, hands down. A photo finish to the line. Unbelievable.
Oh my.
It's Pepe Bagnaia who takes the perfect 10, but he's got a track limits warning. Did that come on the last lap?
Yeah.
Did he go over the green on the last lap?
Yeah, but that shouldn't do
No.
much.
Oh, he just didn't. Look at that to the line. Oh, that's a photo finish. 0.034, the closest finish in MotoGP history. 0.034, 34 thousandths of a second. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That was just wow.
The perfect 10 for Pepe Bagnaia. Another race victory since the summer break as well. He's come back fighting. 25 points. He closes down the gap in the championship. Right, we are on a quick off. But let's go through the results. Pepe Bagnaia wins, Enea Bastianini is second, Maverick Vinales third, Luca Marini fourth, Fabio Quartararo fought back for 5th position, Aleix Espargaro 6th, Alex Rins 7th, Brad Binder 8th, Jorge Martin 9th, and Alex Marquez rounds out the top 10. Miguel Oliveira 11th, Andrea Dovizioso is 12th, Ralph Fernandez 13th, Stefan Bradl 14th, Takiki Nakagami is 15th in the last points paying position, Darren Binder 16th, Marco Bezzecchi 17th, Jack Miller 18th, Remy Gardner 19th, Fabio Di Gianantonio 20th, Kazuki Watanabe 21st, and out of the race, Franco Morbidelli, Jan Zarco, Michele Pirro, and Polo Spargaro. Megan, just talk us through what a race that was. Manchester United versus Liverpool. What is going on with our graphics?
It just said, oh, it's paused as well. It just said also yellow flag. The graphics are messed up right now.
I think we've had a... Oh, and Watanabe, if you can see, has got 3 seconds... Oh, OBS has crashed. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, at least it allowed for the end of the race.
Okay, I think it's coming back. You can still hear us, I'm being told. We'll see you next time out. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.